Kevin Costner spent decades creating some of the most memorable images of American life on screen. He gave audiences fields where lost dreams could return, ranches where families fought to remain together, and frontiers where lonely people searched for meaning. His characters often represented strength, patience, loyalty, and a deep connection to the land. Yet behind those powerful stories was a man whose own journey was filled with change, uncertainty, and the difficult search for a place that truly felt permanent. The actor, who became known as a symbol of stability, experienced many moments when life shifted beneath his feet. Relationships changed, careers rose and fell, and personal dreams sometimes collided with reality. While audiences saw the confident figure standing against wide landscapes, Kevin Costner's private story carried a quieter struggle. His films often explored the meaning of family, belonging, and second chances, because those ideas were deeply connected to his own experiences. To understand the person behind the famous performances, we must look beyond the image of the Hollywood star and return to the beginning. A childhood shaped by movement, a young man searching for direction, and an artist who spent his life trying to build a home through stories. A childhood shaped by change and movement. Kevin Costner was born on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, California, into a hard-working middle-class family. His father, William Costner, worked in electricity and utilities, while his mother, Sharon Ray Tedrick, worked as a welfare worker. Their lives were built around responsibility, dedication, and providing for their family. However, because of his father's career, Kevin's childhood involved moving from one place to another. Each new home brought new surroundings, new schools, and new challenges. For many children, home is connected to one street, one group of friends, and one familiar neighborhood. Kevin experienced something different. He learned early that a home could disappear behind a moving car window. A new classroom meant finding a place among strangers again. A new community meant learning how to belong all over again. These experiences quietly shaped the person he would become. Although his childhood was not defined by tragedy, it was marked by adjustment. He developed an understanding of how people search for connection and security. Those feelings later appeared throughout his films, where characters often looked for family, purpose, and a place to call their own. The future actor found comfort in activities that provided structure. Sports gave him confidence and discipline. Music gave him another way to express himself. He sang in a Baptist choir and studied piano, discovering the importance of teamwork and creativity. These early experiences helped build the foundation for a man who would eventually tell stories about community, memory, and human connection. Finding identity before Hollywood fame. Before becoming a household name, Kevin Costner was simply a young man trying to discover his direction. He attended California State University, Fullerton, where he studied business and marketing. Like many people searching for their future, he followed a practical path while quietly carrying a creative dream. During these years, he met Cindy Silva. Their relationship began before fame changed his life. They married in 1978, during a period when Kevin was still unknown and building his career from the ground up. Their early years together were not filled with celebrity events or public attention. They were built on ordinary moments, shared responsibilities, and hope for the future. Kevin worked different jobs while pursuing acting opportunities. The entertainment industry was unpredictable, and success did not arrive quickly. Auditions came with rejection, and opportunities often disappeared without warning. The process required patience and belief in himself. One of his early disappointments came when he appeared in the film The Big Chill, only to see his role largely removed from the final version. For a young actor hoping for recognition, the experience was difficult. It represented one of the many moments when success seemed close, but remained out of reach. However, setbacks did not end his journey. His determination eventually led to important opportunities. His appearance in Silverado helped audiences notice his talent, and later films revealed his ability to portray characters with both confidence and vulnerability. The rise of an American film. Icon Kevin Costner's career changed dramatically during the late 1980s. Films such as Bull Durham showed his natural charm and ability to combine humor with emotional depth. Then came Field of Dreams, a movie that transformed him into one of America's most beloved actors. Field of Dreams was not only about baseball. It was about memory, forgiveness, family, and the desire to reconnect with the past. The image of a man standing in a cornfield became one of cinema's most lasting symbols. Audiences connected with the film because it explored feelings that many people understand: the wish to repair relationships and the hope that some moments can return. Kevin Costner became associated with stories about ordinary people facing extraordinary emotional journeys. He was not simply playing heroes, he was portraying people searching for meaning. His connection to American landscapes also became a defining part of his image. Whether standing beside a baseball field, riding across open country, or protecting a dream against impossible odds, he represented a certain kind of American storytelling. The success of these films created a reputation that followed him for decades. Audiences began to see him as an actor who understood nostalgia, family, and the emotional importance of places that hold memories. Taking a great risk with a Western dream. The greatest professional gamble of Kevin Costner's career came with Dances with Wolves. At a time when Western films were considered less popular, he believed in a story built around wide landscapes, cultural understanding, and a slower style of storytelling. Kevin did more than act in the film. He directed it and invested his creative energy into bringing the vision to life. The project required patience, commitment, and confidence because success was far from guaranteed. When Dances with Wolves received major recognition, including Academy Awards for Best Picture and Best Director, it became a defining moment in his career. The achievement showed that taking creative risks could lead to extraordinary results. The film also strengthened his connection with the Western genre. For many people, Kevin Costner became one of the modern faces of stories about the American frontier. Yet the success also brought new pressures. Fame creates expectations, and maintaining a long career requires constant reinvention. Even after reaching the highest levels of Hollywood success, Kevin continued searching for meaningful stories. He was drawn to characters who carried responsibility, protected what mattered to them, and faced difficult choices, building families on screen and off. Throughout his career, Kevin Costner often portrayed men trying to protect families and preserve traditions. These roles reflected themes that remained important throughout his personal life. His first marriage to Cindy Silva lasted many years before they eventually divorced. Like many long relationships, it carried both meaningful memories and difficult changes. The end of their marriage became one of the more personal challenges of his life. Later, Kevin built another family chapter with Christine Baumgartner. Their relationship and family life became another important part of his personal story. However, after many years together, their marriage also ended. The public often sees celebrities through headlines, but behind every public moment are private emotions and complicated human experiences. Relationships are not simple stories with clear heroes and villains. They are made of years of shared experiences, changing circumstances, and personal growth. Kevin Costner's films frequently explored the challenges of holding families together because he understood that relationships require effort. The same themes that appeared in his movies were also part of his own journey. His life demonstrated that even people who appear strong and certain can experience periods of change. The image of the dependable man on screen existed alongside the reality of someone continuing to learn, adapt, and move forward. The meaning behind the ranch and frontier. The ranch became one of the strongest symbols connected to Kevin Costner's career. It represented independence, tradition, and a connection to something larger than himself. His role in Yellowstone introduced him to a new generation of viewers. As John Dutton, he played a character who fought to protect family land and a way of life. The series became a major cultural success and reminded audiences why Western stories continue to attract people. The ranch in Yellowstone was fictional, but the emotions behind it were real. It represented questions about ownership, family legacy, change, and the fear of losing something meaningful. Kevin's later project, Horizon, an American saga, showed that his passion for Western storytelling remained strong. Once again, he invested his creativity and ambition into a large-scale vision. Throughout his career, he returned to the same ideas: people searching for belonging, families trying to survive challenges, and individuals fighting for a place where they feel they belong. The land in his stories was never only about property. It was about memory, identity, and the human desire to leave something meaningful behind. A career built on persistence and passion. Kevin Costner's career has lasted because he continued taking chances. Not every project reached the same level of success, but his willingness to explore different stories kept him relevant. He moved between genres, from sports dramas to political thrillers to Western adventures. His career was not defined by one single role, but by a consistent interest in characters with emotional depth. Many actors become famous because of one unforgettable performance. Kevin became respected because of the collection of worlds he helped create. His films often carried a sense of sincerity that connected with audiences. Behind every successful career are years of uncertainty. Kevin experienced moments when projects failed, expectations changed, and public attention shifted, yet he continued working and creating. His journey shows that longevity in entertainment is not only about fame. It is about adapting, remaining curious, and continuing to tell stories that matter. The same qualities that defined his characters, patience, determination, and resilience, also became part of his professional identity. The private person, beyond the public image celebrity, often creates an illusion that audiences know everything about a person. However, public success and private reality are very different things. Kevin Costner became known as a symbol of strength, but behind that image was a person experiencing ordinary human challenges. He faced career uncertainty, family changes, and the difficulty of balancing personal life with professional demands. The world saw the actor standing confidently in wide landscapes, but the person behind those performances experienced the same questions many people face. How do we protect what matters? How do we accept change? How do we continue building after something ends? Those questions are part of what made his performances believable. He understood that strength does not mean avoiding difficulty. It means continuing despite uncertainty. His story is not simply about fame or success. It is about a person who spent decades searching for connection through work, family, and creativity. The legacy of Kevin Costner's stories. Kevin Costner's legacy is connected to more than awards or box office numbers. His greatest contribution may be the emotional honesty he brought to his characters. He reminded audiences that landscapes can hold memories, that families can be complicated, and that people are often searching for a place where they truly belong. From baseball fields to Western frontiers, his stories explored universal emotions. They were about love, loss, hope, responsibility, and the choices people make when protecting what matters most. Generations of viewers have found pieces of their own lives in his films. A father remembering his child, a family fighting for a home, or a person searching for a second chance. These themes continue because they are human. Kevin Costner's career represents a long journey of creating stories about belonging. The man who once moved from place to place as a child eventually built countless homes through imagination and storytelling. The enduring search for home. Kevin Costner's life and career have always returned to one central idea: the meaning of home. Not just a building or a piece of land, but the feeling of connection that people spend their lives searching for. His childhood taught him that places can change. His career showed him that stories can create lasting memories. His personal experiences reminded him that relationships require care and understanding. The characters he played often stood between the past and the future, trying to protect something valuable while accepting that change is unavoidable. Today, Kevin Costner remains one of the most recognizable figures in American cinema because his work speaks to emotions that never disappear. His stories continue to ask important questions about family, identity, and belonging. The man who spent decades portraying protectors and dreamers also revealed something deeper. Everyone is searching for a place where they feel understood, and perhaps that is why his stories continue to connect with audiences. They are not only about America, the frontier, or the past. They are about the universal human desire to find home.